everybody, this is Anna with Adventures with Anna. Welcome back to my kitchen. Today we are going to make some Philly cheesesteak wraps using the GTX Express 101 Deluxe. Now this is not a recipe that is in one of the recipe books that came with this. This is just one that we came up with on our own. We have actually already tried this, so we know it is very delicious, but we want to make some more. So what I have is, I went and bought a small roast. You know, hubby cooked this for me. We kind of attempted it. It didn't turn out like we really wanted it to, but it is still really good. But we kind of attempted a dry roast in the crock pot. Like I said, it's still really good, but it didn't turn out exactly like we were anticipating it for. We cooked up some bell peppers and onions, and I had these portioned out for two separate ones because I'm going to be making two. And I don't know what portions hubby put in here, but he's the one that portioned them out. And if we have preheated the steak and the bell peppers and onions. The next thing I have is I bought some of this Sargento Baby Swiss cheese. We really like this cheese, the Sargento brand of the Baby Swiss. We have used this on numerous occasions, and you know, it's been really good for us. I also bought some crescent rolls. Yeah, I'm cheap. That's okay. These are good. These are actually the flaky butter, and it takes one package to make 2 crescent rolls because you use a total of 4 crescent rolls for each wrap. So what we're going to do, oh, and don't forget your cup of hot tea. See mine, I love cats. Mine's pretty strong. It's 2 bags. I prefer more than that, but I'll be okay with 2. I like really strong tea, and this time there is no sugar in my tea. So open up your crescents, and I already have my GT Express. It's already heated and ready to go, so no worries on that. And hope nobody's. I'm gonna bang this. There we go. Bang it on the edge of the counter. There's 1, and there's 2. Oh, my trash can's gone. So what we're going to do is I'm going to set one of these aside. We'll just set it in with the Phillies. And we're going to scoot this over so hopefully you can see a little better. There we go. We're going to unroll these carefully and just separate the rectangles. We're not going to separate the triangles at this point. We're just going to separate the rectangles. Like so. And just kind of try and pinch and seal that seam for the triangles because we want this to be one piece. Just like that. Okay, got that one done. Now let's try this one. Here's one side. And I always have trouble getting these to stay sealed. I don't know, maybe I'm not doing it right, but it still turns out really good. Alright, there's that one. So, the next thing we're going to do is, what I did when I did it before is I did one on each side, because these do puff up like crescent rolls are supposed to. So, let's start with this one over here. Okay, me and my vinegar. There we go. Alright. Can you see that? Probably not. Get a spoon. Okay, so I'm going to take this, make sure that stays together, and I'm going to lay one of these in the bottom of one of the little half circles here, and then I'm going to scoop my beef and onions and bell pepper mix into that little pocket. One thing hubby and I have decided about this is it is definitely good for portion control. Not that we're worried about portion control, but you only get a small portion when you do this. Well, this might not work. Okay, and then I'm going to get my cheese. One slice. I'm going to fold it in half. I'm going to lay it on top. And then I'm going to take my other crescent and I'm going to set it on top of there and kind of pinch it so that it all goes down in that little pocket, because we're making like a hot pocket. I'm going to put that side down like that, and I'm going to set my timer. See, last time I did it for 5 minutes and I had a minute and a half left, so I'm going to do them for about 3 minutes and let's say 45 seconds. That 3 minutes, 45 seconds. I'll start my timer while we work on this next one. And I cook by smell sometimes, not necessarily by time, because as you know, when you cook by time, the time sometimes is too short, sometimes it's too long. So that's already smelling pretty good. Break these apart. Oh, that one wants to be contrary there. There we go. Pinch the triangles so we have one flat rectangle. If you guys have any suggestions on how to keep these rectangles together so that they don't split apart, let me know down in the comments, because I like to use crescent rolls for different things. Alright, so we're going to take this and we're going to put it in this front pocket here, just like we did on the other side. Put in our bell peppers and beef and onions. Actually, I think there's more onions in that than anything else, but that's okay. We like it that way. That one looks like it's got a little more in it than the first one. What do you guys think? Get my cheese. Put the cheese on top. And then put my other crescent roll on top of there. And just kind of tuck it all in. So hopefully it forms a pocket. Check the time. It's a minute and a half, so probably about another minute and a half after the other one's done is when this one should come out. So put the lid down on there. Grab me a drink of hot tea. Yeah, oh, that's really good. Oh, really good. And the only thing I didn't do, but when we made them the first time, we discussed that it needs some sort of like mayonnaise or something like that on it. I completely forgot this time around when I was making these. So we're going to say that again, I guarantee it. It's going to need some sort of mayonnaise or something like that. Put my cheese away. Oops, see, that one's steaming. Got about a minute left. And see if can you see that? It's starting to puff up a little bit down along the edges. I'm sure this one is too. This one's puffing up as well. What I did last time is it puffed up and cooked the biscuits, or not the biscuits, the croissants, to where it was like a perfect shape of the top and bottom cooker thing on the GT Express. So that's smelling really good, you guys. Really good. Alright. The timer's going off. It's time. So let's hit stop. We'll let this, oh my goodness, can you see that? I think it's done. I'm almost positive it's done. Now I've got to get it out of there. That's the trick. I didn't get the handy dandy little thing that they had with the one. Let's try one of these plastic spoons. There we go. So this is what it looks like when it comes out. It just makes a little pocket. Kind of looks like a taco with edges on it. This other one should be done here pretty quick. I'm going to go ahead and put this side down. Just a little bit longer on that, and then we'll pull that one out, and I'll break one open for you so that you can see the yummy goodness on the inside. You could probably do a similar pocket to these, just baking them in the oven. Just go ahead and make, I haven't tried this, but this is just a suggestion. Go ahead and make your triangles, put your filling in it, and then pinch the sides down on your triangles and put them on a baking sheet. I don't know that the baking time for the crescent rolls will be the same when you do it this way, but you can either go by smell or just keep a good eye on it so that you don't overcook the bread or actually burn it. So that would be something else that you could do. You don't need anything fancy like this. I have actually made different kind of pockets just in the oven by doing it in that method. Alright, is that done? Now it needs a little more cooking right there. So let's put this back down for a few more minutes. So I didn't set my timer because it had already gone off, and I had about a minute and a half. I guess I could check. I don't know what the timer was earlier. I think that's pretty good. Feels like it's cooked all the way. So there we have it. There's the second one. And this actually did seal it for me. Like I said, the first time I sealed it myself and then tried to put it in, and that just didn't work very well. But I think this worked a little bit better this way, putting the bottom one in, then my filling, and putting the top one in, and then tucking it down underneath. So are you ready to open it up? See what that was hot. Maybe I'll do this one. See what it looks like on the inside? There we go. The cheese is actually on the other side. So there's our Philly cheesesteak wraps, or pockets, whatever you'd like to call them. So I want to thank you guys for watching. If you liked this idea and this video, please give me a thumbs up. If you have any questions or suggestions or comments, leave them in the description box. Not the description box, that's always for me. Leave it in the comment box below, and I will see you next time in the kitchen.